Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Say it's here where our pieces fall in place. Any rain softly kisses us on the face. Any wind means we're running. We can sleep and see 'em coming. Where we drift and call it dreaming. We can weep and call it singing. Our hearts are strong enough. We can bow cause our music's warmer than blood. Where we see enough to follow, we can hear when we are hollow. Where we keep the light we're given, we can lose and call it living. Where the sun isn't only sinking fast, knows how long it's supposed to last. Where the time of our lives is all we have, and we get a chance to say before we ease away. For all the love you left behind, you can have mine. Pieces fall in place. We can fear cause the feeling's fine to betray. Where our water isn't hidden, we can burn and be forgiven. Where our hands hurt from healing, we can laugh without a reason. Cause the sun isn't only sinking fast. Any moon and our bodies make shining glass. Cause the time of our lives is all we have, and we get a chance to say before we ease away. For all the love you left behind, you can have mine.
All right, this next song is called About a Bruise.
We believe the garden, Sunday clothes don't fool me. The sky is full of our prayer. When you were making moonlight from mall cops in Mobile, the night fell from their eyes, from their eyes. This is borrowed stone. I'd help you let your hair down, point to birds, then you'd say bang, bang. The sun left every evening, good grass was dying. You drew your dawn on the world, on the world. Tenderness to you was only talk about a bruise, or walking into water after dark. Your papa saw me coming, blood knows when it's worth it. All you said like a song, a song. Jesus left a best friend, mine says forget her. His field is waiting for wind, for the wind. fly and cook had candy. You let it blow your candle a bit. Get it? Ring a bell that's broken. That sound is loud inside us, flowing farther away, far away. Tenderness to you was only talk about a bruise. Walking into water after dark. Love can last a lifetime. This is Alabama, and a wheel is forgiving the road. The road. Now you're making music for beautiful people by the sea who don't need a song, need a song. Talk about a bruise. This is Alabama.
Okay, that's enough.
A lot of joy and playfulness in that song.
We try.
Iron and Wine, live on the afternoon show. A sold-out show tonight at the Moore Theater, as I mentioned, playing in Eugene tomorrow at McDonald Theater, and then in Portland at the Aladdin Theater on Friday night. So, Sam, it's been 4 years since the last studio album, Ghost on Ghost, and but you've been really pretty busy, at least on paper.
On paper. Much better than in life.
You've released a rarities collection called Archive Series Volume 1 that kind of rarities around the first album. Mm-hmm. A covers album with our friend Ben Bridwell.
Yeah.
A duets record with Jessica Hoop. And you started a record label.
Yeah.
And now I have this new album that is really beautiful, Beast Epic, that is kind of a return to more of a stripped-down sound. And I was wondering if working on the Archive series and those earlier songs had anything to do with kind of informing the approach you took on the new record.
It definitely did, yeah. Actually, all three of those projects had a lot to do with it. Revisiting old material, hearing myself and what my voice naturally does as a team player in those other collaborative projects, just sort of let me take a breath and say, it's okay to stop searching for this new, always looking around the corners. Let's just enjoy being in the moment that we're in. And so, they were all really influential.
Had you felt like that, like you weren't necessarily in the moment, or just kind of breathing into the songs, with a different approach, or in the last couple?
I feel like I'm just kind of a restless artist, creative type anyway. You're always looking for something new rather than just sitting and cooking in what you've already made. It's about discovery, really, the process for me.
Yeah, to what extent do the nature of the songs themselves kind of inform the approach or sound you take?
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I think that had a lot to do with the sound of this record, too. I think they were really introspective songs, and I feel like I wanted to showcase that by, making the sonic atmosphere a little bit quieter, a little more subservient to what the song was saying. When sometimes in the past it's been fun to create contrast, be having a gentle message, but put in this kind of raucous, strange musical atmosphere. It says something different than if you have like these gentle acoustic guitars. And so I've enjoyed playing with that in the past, but I also enjoyed playing, just a softer side and showcase what the songs were about.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sounding album, and one that gets you to focus on the lyrics. The singing also stands out, but also
Thanks.
It's a lot about a vibe, I think.
Yeah, it's a vibe. There's also a lot of dissonance in it too. Playing with that kind of the combination of these softer sounds and also some sonic dissonance. But at the same time, the approach is a gentle, a quieter, more meditative record.
Yeah, I get that listening to it. You recorded it mostly live, I think.
Yeah, it was all live. Yeah, a couple overdubs and stuff, but.
And using the Wilco's Loft Studio in Chicago.
Yeah, we got the keys.
Nice. Does that inform the sound too, or do you go, hey, I got these ideas and I want to go to this studio because I know it's the right environment?
I think there are people who do that.
Yeah.
I got the keys, and it seemed like a great idea because a lot of the people I was playing with were in Chicago, so they just had to walk down the street.
Nice.
And but it also created a vibe, like you say. It's a real cozy studio, and I think it informs a lot of the sound of the record. I wanted a human-sounding record, and I enjoy humans playing together, not on computer. I mean, I like computer music too, don't get me wrong, but for what I was trying to achieve with this record, I thought it was really important to have takes.
You weren't going after a Giorgio Moroder or LCD sound system.
I was,
approach.
but just not very successfully, so I just gave up.
It wasn't the time for the Iron and Wine disco album.
Yeah, man, just mark your calendar there.
That I can't wait. What about the band then? Like, perform live primarily. So do you put the right players together, your sort of dream team, and then go in?
This is a highly trained group of commando assassin musicians. Yeah. Sonic Death Team. Yeah. That's the trick. It's to find people that you enjoy the sounds that they make, give them some space to express themselves, and also just, there's a lot of serendipity involved. You know, you just hope for the right combination of spirits, and sometimes it works.
Yeah. You said something really interesting about the new album where you describe it as, or said that the beauty and pain of growing up after you've already grown up. That's how you kind of described it.
Yeah.
The beauty and pain of growing up after you've already grown up. And that's a cool line. And I was wondering if you could explain what you were...
Oh, sure. I mean, I just remember being... I'm hardly old, but I was younger at one point. And
You've been making albums like 15 years, though, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
That's good. I mean, you're young.
Yeah.
I try. Good experience.
I try. But, I remember being younger and having this idea that there was some doorway that you would eventually pass through and be able to look back and say, oh, well, now I got it all figured out. But you don't. You just realize there's another door beyond that, another door, and you just keep on walking over hills. And so that's what a lot of the record's about, how the journey keeps going, and you can celebrate your victories and understand the losses too.
Yeah, that's kind of the beauty of evolving or aging, right? In that I don't know anybody or many who would say they would want to go back.
Yeah.
Doesn't
seem to work that way.
And you certainly have a different perspective, like in your 20s.
Yeah.
But then you realize it is kind of an evolution, and you get to carry with you all that you've experienced.
Yeah. It would be cool to be able to go back and tell the 20-year-old me what you knew, but I'm not sure he would listen.
Yeah. What might you say?
Good luck. Hold on tight.
Yeah. So. You've packed a lot in those years of making music, and you also now have 5 daughters.
Yeah.
How does that influence the music that you make?
Well, I mean, it influences my whole life, my whole perspective on being alive. And so inevitably that filters its way into the songs. It's hard to say specifically because, I don't know who I would be without them.
Yeah. What about the changing political climate? Like as a DJ... through the Obama years, I couldn't play certain records like the Beastie Boys' To the Five Boroughs. And I played that a couple of weeks ago again because I realized, this was sort of a Bush record at the time and really a political statement. And again, it didn't sound right during a different era, and then it suddenly sounds good again. And I wondered to what extent as an artist that you might look back at some of your songs that were maybe written at certain times, because I know you had said about The Shepherd's Dog that it wasn't necessarily a political album or songs, but some of those songs related to what was going on in the world. Yeah,
it wasn't really a political statement, but I think my whole perspective and what informed a lot of the dark, surreal imagery on that record was born out of just growing up and feeling like you understood the people around you in a way. But then when Bush got reelected and I saw later all these like obviously things going wrong, I realized that I didn't understand people around me. It's this, feeling the floor come out from under you. And so that's how a lot of those more darker imagery the more darker images on that record came about. And so it was born out of like a political confusion. But yeah, it was hardly a political record.
The next album's going to be really dark.
It's the strangest thing is I feel like things are so surreal now that it's almost boring to say. You know, it's almost like ridiculous to point at the color red and say, that's red.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost
you're lying.
Debilitating, where I'd rather talk about something good.
So for me, I was wondering, as an artist, do you then, did those songs sound out of place or weird for you for a while, and then you can bring them back when you... I don't know if they sound weird or out of place, but they definitely have different weight and different gravity, depending on what's going on in my personal life or with the sort of broader social, landscape. It's different. They bring different things to the table as they age, and as we age. I mean, just like most of the people in your life, most of the relationships in your life. Do you ever find that songs reveal themselves later?
Yeah. For better or for worse.
Yeah, where suddenly it's like, oh, no. And it could be just your perspective changing, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I think it's what we bring to them,
Yeah. It's Iron and Wine live on the afternoon show. The live shows that you're doing on this tour are obviously a lot from the new record, but are you pulling from...
Yeah, we do a lot of dust off a lot of old songs. It's fun to, especially with a new group of musicians, to bring an old song to... a group that doesn't have the same history with it that I have, and see what they bring out of me. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Well, looking forward to the show, and again, Iron and Wine new album is wonderful. It's called Beast Epic, and do you mind playing a few more?
Sure. Thanks for the kind words, Kevin.
Oh, you bet.
This one's called Summer Clouds. Summer clouds blowing up and down the stairs. By the end, we'll take music from them both. Give it back, shining broken glass. Wet and cold, I was waiting there for you. You raised your glass and the scars fell off my heart. We threw a stone, but we never hurt it land. There are clouds keeping quiet every night. By the end, we'll hold something too high to ever come back down. By the end, there's a song we will sing meant for someone else. By the end, we live somewhere too long to ever wander back. By the end, we give someone too much to ever close the hand. Summer clouds doing good for going gray.
Tell me where all this love fits in the world. You can lie, give me all the rain you want.
All right, this next song is called Thomas County Law. It's about being from a small town, accepting and rejecting your own origins, which is maybe unique, but it's definitely a common American experience. Also playing out of tune is a common American experience.
It's Iron and Wine live on the afternoon show.
Thomas County law's got a crooked tooth. Every traffic light is red when it tells the truth. The church bell isn't kidding when it cries for you. Nobody looks away when the sun goes down. Thomas County Road takes you where it will. Someone's singing on the far side of the hill. And there's nowhere safe to bury all the time I've killed. Nobody looks away when the sun goes down. There's a couple ways to cross Thomas County line. You can't see beyond the trees, they're too tall and wide. And I never seem to see around my brother's wife. Nobody looks away when the sun goes down. There are castles for kings, there are birds without wings. I could whine about it all, but I won't. Thomas County law's got a crooked tooth. There ain't a mother with a heart less than black and blue. When they hold them to the light, you can see right through. Every dreamer falls asleep in their dancing shoes. I may say I don't belong here, but I know I do. Nobody looks away when the sun goes down. Nobody looks away when the sun goes down.
Beautiful. It's Iron and Wine live on the afternoon show. Thomas County Law and Summer Clouds, two songs from the new album, Beast Epic. Beautiful sounding record that I forgot to mention is on Sub Pop.
Yeah.
Back on Sub Pop.
Back with my buddies.
That's great. So thank you so much for taking time out of the day to play for KXP.
Thank you, Kevin. It's always a pleasure to be back.
Yeah, it's great having you here. So again, Iron and Wine playing at the Moore tonight. That show is sold out. And then down in Eugene on Thursday, Portland on Friday, and a whole bunch of people here to thank. First of all, thank you all again.
Yeah, thank you, yeah.
And then helping out, we got Jim, Justin, and Scott on video, Allie taking photos, Kevin Suggs engineering, Greta running the board, and Nancy and John doing hospitality. And huge thanks to all the KEXP donors who make in-studio sessions like this one with Iron and Wine possible. It's the afternoon show, KEXP.
Nice work, team. Thanks. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you so much.
And thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?